Hello there, and welcome back to the Sky Guys podcast. We are continuing on with the Star Wars Best TV Episode bracket. We are through the first four. We're going to our first official region today. We're going to the Robert Rodriguez region. I'm your host, Mike Phillips. With me, as always, the man whose voice you hear in the narration every single week. Pete Costador is here. Pete, how are you?
Doing well. Excited to get to the official rounds. I guess we don't call the first four official rounds, but I'm excited to get there and excited to talk to you guys about it.
Yep. Also here with us today, he is the man he's the man in charge of the rebellion on Gorman. Nick Frietta is here. Nick, how are you?
Doing great. Excited to get into our first region here and narrow this bracket down a little bit and get start talking about some real good episodes.
Absolutely here. And Pete, people want to subscribe to us in the Sky Guys. They can do so on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, TuneIn, Spotify, Amazon, all usual suspects. Simply search for the Sky Guys here at podcast platform for episodes there. It's bracket season here on the podcast. You have some fun stuff planned afterwards here. We're going to cover the materials that are coming out along the way here. We're going to get to Lego Star Wars. Visions is coming. That's going to be the first thing we do after the bracket. So make sure you're locked in.
Make sure you're locked in, subscribed. It's free. We say it every week. So if you're not subscribed by now, I don't know what you're doing.
And Nick, people want to follow us on social media. I'm going to do that. Yeah, and Nick, you can go ahead and like social media. How you people?
Oh, sorry, it's on mute. You can follow at Sky Guys Podcast all over social media, all over, and you can follow at Sky Guys Pod at gmail.com if you want to email the pod.
Yeah, and also in bracket season, you can be participate in the people's bracket. We're putting the polls up in our Instagram story, so you guys have been voting. I appreciate that. We're sharing the results as you go along. At the end, we'll show you the full people's bracket.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We're getting a decent amount of engagement, I think more so than we usually did. So that's nice.
Yeah, and also if you guys want to send in your completed brackets, you can email the pod skyguyspod@gmail.com. You can comment on the social media platforms, and we'll share them on the episodes at the when we go to the final four. We'll share some of the best submissions we get. Speaking of that social media here, we'll go to our social media comment of the week. We'll go to TikTok here. This is from Jay discussing our reaction to the Mandalorian Grogu trailer last week. Jay said, I am just excited. Jay said, I'm excited. I'm just scared there'll be a quick cash grab and not a patch movie that looks extremely, at least to me, cheaper than the season one of The Mandalorian. They probably still have a lot of work to do. So, Nick, thoughts?
I share the same fear, but I don't agree whatsoever. I don't think it looks cheaper at all. I think it looks extremely expensive.
Yeah. I mean,
But I share the same fear. I hope it's not a quick cash grab, which, I mean, let's get real. We all know what this movie is. We've discussed it numerous times. This is the can we make movies again? Are people gonna come?
yeah.
This is testing, like sticking your foot in the water to make sure it's warm enough before you get in.
And Pete, I will say, I think if they're doing the cash grab, I think it's probably too late. They probably should have done the cash grab in 2022.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm still curious to see what kind of hype this movie has closer to the release date. But I agree with you. If they're pretty late on that front, on that concept, excuse me.
I can tell you this. It took this trailer 10 days to get what each sequel trilogy movie got in terms of viewers on the trailer in 2 hours.
Yeah. That's great, crazy.
Obviously, a lot worse. And of course, those sequels had way more hype to them, but that was so it was expected to be lower, but that is way lower.
Yeah, it goes to your point, though, we talked about it before here. And I wonder how many people are actually aware this movie is coming.
Yeah, I I feel like people just learned about it, honestly.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to the Star Wars news here. And there was a lot that popped up this week.
Yeah, so we're not going to discuss all of them, but we'll discuss what we can. Number one, John Boyega did an interview where he shared his vision for the sequel trilogy, which would have kept the original trio, Han, Luke, and Leia, alive, made new characters less overpowered, and incorporated elements from the Old Republic and the Force Unleashed, amongst other changes as well.
I
Uh,
like Boyega's thinking.
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the easy answer. I feel like everyone would have liked. I don't really know anyone who would disagree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think no more comment necessary. I think we can go on to the next thing.
Sure. Sam Witwer revealed in an interview that he auditioned for the role of a young Han Solo at one point when George Lucas was considering including the character in the Clone Wars. interesting. So I guess he would have just been the voice based on that being for the Clone Wars, but still very interesting.
Yeah, Pete, I don't know how that would have fit young Han Solo into there. It was very weird they brought Chewie in, let alone like a teenage Han Solo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'd be weird. I don't know how it would look. But it's one of those what if moments, right? We didn't get it, obviously. So maybe it's something they explore down the road. But for Clone Wars, they probably could have made it fit at some point. I mean, didn't they have a young Boba Fett as well in Clone Wars?
Well, young Boba Fett was also in episode 2, so it was a natural to follow that story up.
Sure, but I mean, there was characters I'm sure in Clone Wars that we see later, right?
Yeah,
So it could have worked. I just it's one of those what ifs. We don't know if it would have worked or not, but the possibility's there.
yep,
Sounds a little weird, but whatever.
yeah. All right, what else, Nick?
Next is the final cost of the Acolyte was revealed to be $231 million. Now, I don't know what that means though. Like, what are other shows? Like, I don't know if that's a lot. I don't know.
It was a lot more. It was like the
Sounds like a
most
lot.
expensive like Disney show, I think, to that point. Well, obviously, Andor surpassed it. Like seeing what Andor did compared to what they did, makes you wonder where the hell the money went.
Yeah. Yeah, I think all of it went to episode five. Ewan McGregor said that he feels that The Mandalorian stole Obi-Wan Kenobi's thunder as the hit Star Wars show on Disney Plus, and he again reiterated his desire to do a second season. And I'm like so for him wanting to be back in Star Wars. That's so great. He wants to keep doing it. But I don't know if Mandalorian stole the thunder. I'm not sure I agree with that statement.
Pete, what do you think about that? I get the sense that you and saying, okay, I was supposed to be a movie, and then it's going to go to Disney Plus, and then they dropped Mando first. Everyone was so hyped for Mando. By the time I came out, people were not as high on it anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was making a face because I didn't realize the Obi-Wan project was before Mando came out. Um, I don't know. Was that always the plan? Is to drop the Obi-Wan movie or show before the Mandalorian show?
Now that you mention it that way, Mike, it does kind of make sense. When it was originally pitched, I think it was supposed to be an Obi-Wan movie that was supposed to come out probably way before The Mandalorian.
Yeah,
And
but a
then,
pi- but a pitch versus an actual project, I think is a little bit different, right? I mean, I'm sure there's movie pitches all the time to actors, to producers that just don't make the cut or get held. So I don't know if Mandalorian stole the show versus it was a fresh idea that they wanted to release Disney Plus with, so that got the funding first versus, another Obi-Wan thing. I
Yeah,
mean, look, to be fair, I think that he did a phenomenal job, and I would love a season two, see where it goes.
yeah, I think it's a little murky because remember, like there was the whole thing of they're trying to do the anthology movies every other year with Star Wars. They could Rogue One out was great, Solo bombed, and I think that the other two in the pipeline were Kenobi and Boba Fett, and they kind of said, okay, let's turn them to Disney Plus properties, and like that's probably what Ewan was talking about.
yeah, yeah, agreed.
All right, what else we got?
Ahsoka season two has wrapped filming, and Bryce Dallas Howard has confirmed in an interview that she directed two of the episodes for the upcoming season. She is no stranger to Star Wars. She's directed probably, I don't know if I had to guess, five or six episodes at this point.
I believe she's now directing the most live action episodes of Star Wars once these two air.
And she was the show lead for one of the shows, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, she wasn't.
I am mistaken. All right.
So cool, coming next year.
Yeah, so excited for that. Ahsoka season two. The next is Entertainment Weekly ranked all of Star Wars modern television shows. They didn't do like Ewoks or droids or anything like that.
Yeah, I have the list here on the screen.
Yeah,
So
the list you're gonna share with us. We'll put it on the screen.
yeah, if you're watching on this YouTube version, Sky Guys podcast on YouTube, you can check us out here. So the list here as follows. It obviously goes from 14 to 1, Young Jedi Adventures, Book of Boba Fett, Resistance, the Tales franchise. They are dubbing it as Tales, Nick. They've grouped everything into one thing, which is
I
we
wish they would just do that on Disney Plus, is just do Tales and have season one, two, and three.
Bad Batch, Skeleton Crew, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ahsoka at 7, which I think is going to raise eyebrows in this panel. Visions is 6. Acolyte is 5, which I think is going to horrify Nick on this list. Rebels, Clone Wars, Mando, and Andor. So I think they got the top three right I think the big quibble with the list is why the hell is Acolyte so high?
Yeah, everything else was fine. I guess Ahsoka at 7, I don't agree with, but then when you get down to like the ones that are really high, like Clone Wars and Rebels, I'm like, okay, fine, that's not a big deal. It's just Acolyte's just way out, it's just completely out of place.
Yeah, Pete, you look like confuzzled.
I mean, I was defending Acolyte, but there's no way it comes before Ahsoka and Obi-Wan. I think Obi-Wan was a much better show than Acolyte was. I mean,
Skeleton
that
Crew
should be
was
the
too, to be
four.
honest.
That should be the 4 and 5, or whatever the 5 and 6, whatever was after Clone Wars Rebels and then Mando and Andor.
Yeah.
That's surprising to me. I got to be honest.
I withhold judging because I haven't seen Resistance yet, but I feel like from what we've seen, I think this has got to be down in the Bad Batch Tales area for Acolyte, not up where it is.
Yeah, I mean, comparatively to the other shows,
Like, I think Skeleton Crew is a better show.
I agree.
Yeah. All right. So Nick, I got a couple more items just real quick to wrap up.
Yep. James Mangold has signed an overall draft with Paramount Studios, which is usually an exclusivity situation, but he will continue to work on existing projects, including Dawn of the Jedi movie.
There was some fears out there that when he signed this exclusive deal to work only for Paramount, they're like, "Oh, Dawn of the Jedi's dead," and then they said there was clarification out like anything he's working on, he's working on a separate movie besides this as well. Like he can keep working on those. He was already committed before he signed the deal.
I still believe that that movie is dead.
I don't think it's dead. I think this is.
I think it's definitely dead because like we know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Like you've said it
Yeah,
countless times
I
before.
don't think it's alive. I think is the correct term.
Yes.
I think we need to see
Yes.
how Mando goes. If Mando
Yeah.
goes well, it's alive. If it doesn't go well, it's dead.
Yes.
I think
100%.
I think it's the wrong movie you're looking at. I think Starfighter is the key, the sell on that one. I think this is a Starfighter, brand new property, like new characters. Like
Point because you make a good point because Starfighter is going to come out regardless.
yes,
And if Mando bombs but Starfighter crushes it, then they can keep going, right?
yeah. I think it's Starfighter is more okay. We could do original ideas, and here's an original idea. Whereas if Mando like goes gangbusters, like great, let's make the Ray movie.
Yeah, I guess that's something we never really touched on is we kind of just said that Mando's this do or die thing. It's kind of not. Starfighter kind of is.
They got two cracks to the apple here. They need one.
Yeah, they do.
All right, so last one here. You want to talk about this Visions trailer?
Yeah, the trailer just dropped. Well, just dropped at the time of recording. It's probably like 6 days ago, but I thought it looked really cool. I thought it was a lot of cool action, a lot of good animation. As a whole here on the panel, we didn't love season one, but I think that's our own fault more than Vision's fault. And season two, we liked a lot. And again, I think that was just us not really warming up to the idea of anime and Star Wars, but now I'm very open to it and I'm very excited for season three.
Yeah, and Pete, there's some big name voice talent in this season here. We got Anna Sawai, who won an Emmy for Shogun in this one. Stephanie Shu, who was nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the Oscars for Everything Ever All at Once. Masaoka Heroes fame, Steve Buscemi, George Takei of Star Trek fame, among like the voice cast in the season. So like from what I saw, I'm very excited to see what here. I think the problem I have with season one was that a lot of the anime style tended to blend together for me, but like they were so many different looks and cool ideas in this trailer. I'm intrigued to see what we get.
Yeah, I think I'm more on the intrigued side. I'm not gonna say I'm like jumping out of my seat going, "Oh my God, this is coming out." Like Nick said, season one probably due to our own fault. We weren't really that hyped about it, and we just kind of went into it going, "Okay, it's something new. We should give it a shot." Season two, like Nick said, a much warmer welcome from us. So I feel like season three is gonna just kind of continue that trend. It all looks very cool. The art styles look a little bit, in my opinion, more interesting than season two. Almost like they keep going up and up, or it's just maybe just different, and it's just appealing to me more than seasons one and two did. So it looks very intriguing, and I'm excited to see what happens. But I'm not like waiting for it to come out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm excited for it, but I can patiently wait for it.
Yeah, you will turn it on when it's there, but like it's not like
Yeah,
Andor where you're like just counting down the days.
correct.
Okay. So I think that's it for the news here. So we can go ahead and get into first of all, I we did the people's bracket poll. I do want to reveal the results for the first four. So they matched us pretty much specifically here. Trial of the Apprentice beat Ahsoka Part 6. 71 to 29. Shadow Warrior from Ahsoka, like season one, beat Jedi Knight 78 to 22 in the People's Bracket. The Clone Wars Maul Mandalore arc beat the Outpost from Bad Batch 83 to 17. I'll give you guys a final question. I don't know, Nick, did you see the final results for the last one?
No.
Do you think the anybody voted for the Bad Batch finale against the Clone Wars finale?
Nope. I'm sure someone did. People probably hit the wrong button.
Over or under 5%, Pete?
Over.
Over.
It is barely over 91% to 9%. The biggest blowout of the bunch.
Huh.
And with that, the Bad Batch is out of the bracket.
All right. Goodbye, Bad Batch. Thanks for coming. We always liked you. We never loved you.
Yep, absolutely, sir. Let's go to today. We're going to talk about the Robert Rodriguez region here. We're going to break down our next four episodes here next four brackets here. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen once I can find it. But we do have here three matchups on the day. We have to start out with the Andor Gorman arc against the first four winner, Twilight of the Apprentice, the 1-4 matchup. And the other side, Book of Boba Fett chapter 5 or Book of Boba Fett chapter 6. So the two Mandalorian episodes is the other matchup here. So in terms of the first one here, Nick, where would you like to start?
Let's start with the tough one, in my opinion, which is the Boba Fett's. I mean, like this is to me, this is a fantastic matchup.
Yeah, so really two parts of the same story, Pete. The when we remember we watched it in real time, we were like caught very much off guard when we had this meandering Boba Fett story going on here, and like we're going through his flashbacks. He's like recruiting Cyberpunk Power Rangers to be his enforcers. He's trying to deal with the Pikes, and all of a sudden we get Mandalorian 2.5.
Yeah, definitely out of left field. Definitely, in my opinion, just sunk the show for me, even though those were the best episodes of the show. But specifically that the fact that they had to bring Mandalorian in is just super hysterical to me.
And Nick, I remember at the time we had a debate, and remember episode 4 ended with the Mando whistle, and you're like, I don't know if he's coming. I'm like, guys, he's coming. Like they would not put that in there if he's not coming. And not only did he not come, he was the star of the show pretty much the rest of the way.
I remember us going back and forth on saying, yeah, these episodes, both of them, were so good, but does this help the show or hurt the show? Or not that is it's like
Does it help Boba Fett?
yeah, you're saying like your best episodes of the episode are the episodes that don't include your main character. Isn't that bad for the show?
Yeah.
We were going back and forth on that, and like I still don't really know, but these are essentially Mandalorian season 2.5 right here.
Yeah.
So
It's a
that's where we are.
it's a Mandalorian miniseries, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in terms of these episodes here, you want to start, I think we should start with part 5 here. So this is really our first sort of look, Pete, when we look at part 5 of Mando without Grogu. And we do go over some of the same beats where, like he's going to the covert, he's like collecting information to find his people. We see the armorer again for the first time since the end of season 1 of Mando. And we basically get his mission day where he reveals that like he removed his helmet and he basically says gets excommunicated to go deal with his sins. And then we see him end up on Tatooine, takes pilot transit, he builds a starfighter. So there was a lot of stuff going on here. The only real Boba Fett tie is that Fennec Shan comes over at the end and hires him for a job.
Yeah, that was it. It was a Mandalorian episode through and through, which I think threw us for a loop. Yeah, from what I remember, it was a fine episode. It was interesting.
Yeah, Nick, I think everybody remembers part 6 so much because there's all the cameos with Luke Skywalker, Ahsoka shows up in there, we get Grogu back, and like Cad Bane makes his debut. But I
At
think
R2.
R2's there. Part 5 is the classic, I think, like Mandalorian season 1 style episode, I feel like.
Yeah, this is a really, really tough matchup though, because both of them, what's the word I'm looking for? Like both of them have a shot, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. I really wouldn't be upset if either one of these was taken out of the bracket, and I wouldn't. I feel like both of them deserve to advance. They're both great episodes, and this is a very close matchup. I don't want to say my vote yet. I'm
Yes.
gonna try to stay as vague as possible, but I I feel as if this is just completely out of left field, which we've said already, but like this show sucked. But these episodes were really good out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's a reason these episodes made the main bracket, not the play for the play in. They were automatic. They were just locks to make the bracket.
Boba Fett was just such a weird show overall. I feel like more than half the episodes were kind of good, but the show sucked. It really didn't make much sense.
Yeah, and I think we said at the time, Pete, the three episodes Robert Rodriguez directed were the three worst of the show.
Did we? I don't remember. It's been so long and I try to suppress that memory and
We did. It makes me think how the people who made this bracket did not include the only piece of gold he gave us.
Which was oh yeah, the other one.
The tragedy. How did they not include it?
Yeah, so Robert Rodriguez that season directed episode one, the first one, episode three, which I think was the worst episode of the show with the Cyberpunk Power Rangers, and then the finale he directed.
Well, if I remember correctly, two was pretty bad too, with all the flashback.
Yeah, two was okay. I feel like one
Two,
was fine.
three, I
Three was
guess
the
both.
one. Yeah,
I don't know.
and seven had Pete's beloved spin move.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that should be erased from history. They should just take that episode out.
yeah.
Sorry, I know it's Mando, but like, oh, terrible.
Yeah, so let's make the case for part six here because Nick, you've said in the past like part six is sort of the Jingle Keys episode of all Jingle Keys episodes where you get like it's basically the Splash cartoon where you dump out all the toys in the toy box and you get to see everything here. And like it was a cool sight. Like we get the cameo basically of Mark Hamill at the end of Mando 2. And you get is a full episode of Mark Hamill, like with the admittedly the slightly creepy deepfake but you do get to see him like in his prime, like trying to teach someone the ways of the force. It's pretty cool.
absolutely. This is the ultimate jingle keys, as you just said, but it's also like jingle keys in a good way. Like, oh, it's ultimate fan service, but I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I want that. Like we saw Luke Skywalker in a live action TV show that went on for more than just a little cameo, five, 3 minute appearance. This was an episode that he was
Heavily involved in.
probably probably the lead.
Yeah, and like
Right, I had the most lines in the episode.
yeah, and not only that, Pete, like you get the connective tissue with the Skywalker family. Ahsoka sees Anakin's son and is hanging out with him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very. I mean, you need that Clone Wars um knowledge, but even so, it's pretty cool to have those huge characters together on screen.
And Nick, I'll also throw out here. I know you love him. Like the arrival of Cad Bane into into the live action universe is perfect. Where like it's fitting very well. Where we got Cobb Vanth waiting in his city, and then you see Cad Bane stroll in. Say what you want about the coloring not being like animation accurate here, but the presence was perfect. And of course he's gonna win the gunfight.
Yeah. 100%. And no, and you keep forgetting. Don't forget R2 is there.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
forget we had R2D2, we had Grogu back. Remember, like it doesn't seem like that big of a deal that we get Grogu, right? Because he's in the Mandalorian, but like we hadn't seen him in over a year, and we see him now. So like that is a big deal. This
And
was a cameo to see Grogu in there.
And there was a big debate between episodes 5 and 6 when they were in the real time saying like, are we going to see Grogu here or is Mando just hanging out? And like we didn't know at the time. Then we thought like, pretty quickly like, oh yeah, we got Grogu too.
Yeah, and we got seeing him train, seeing him learn, seeing what he's been up to, seeing his feelings.
And P he learned the flip in this episode.
He did. It's just sad that they just keep showing how Luke sucks at training people. It's like they really just threw that character through the ringer between the sequels and this. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to have him back, and they needed to bring him back in some way, and this is the way to do it.
All right, so are we ready to vote here? You want to talk us out a little more?
I'll vote.
All right, so Nick, I'll let you go first if you're ready to vote.
I'm actually gonna go with six. I thought it was awesome. You saw Cad Bane, we saw Luke Skywalker for crying out loud, R2D2, Ahsoka, Grogu, and it actually all made sense too. Like they're all there for a reason, except maybe Ahsoka. She was just kind of thrown in there, but everybody else is just there for a reason, and it makes perfect sense. So I was really happy with it. I'm excited about the episode, and this got me pumped at the time, and it gets me pumped thinking about it now. I'm going with six.
I'm gonna vote five because I feel like as a whole, like I think six is a lot of fun for sure. I think in terms of a better storyline and like picking up where Mando's character motivation is, where like you follow, it's a straight line of him going through like what's his life like without Grogu with the dark saber, and like you get all this great stuff too of him trying to learn how to wield the thing, and he's struggling with the weight of it. You get to more great stuff with the armorer and Paz Vizsla, and you get to see him like have some fun with building the ship with Peli Motto because Nick loves her so much. I think it's more. I believe it was a more complete storyline opposed to six is a lot. I feel like it's a bunch of splash pages and comic books which are fun to watch. I don't think they flow as well together as they should. So, Pete, you get to break a tie.
I'm gonna go with episode six. It's Jingle Keys. I love it. But I also think that episode six is more of a Book of Boba Fett episode than episode five is. And I think that's why I kind of lean toward that a little bit more. At least there was some sort of Book of Boba Fett element in there. With Cad Bane walking into the city and stuff, town, whatever you want to call it, and stuff like that. So, episode six.
All right, so we are putting episode six through. The audience was with me. There was a 60-40 vote on the people's bracket in favor of chapter five. So this is the first time we have diverged in the audience.
60-40 is fair. That's what it should have been. It's a close matchup. It really is. I don't feel like I voted six, but I don't feel like five is undeserving or anything. So I'm happy. I'm fine with. I'm happy that we moved six along, but I'm very fine with the audience moving five along.
All right, so now let's go ahead here to chapter five. We'll go ahead to the other matchup here, which is Twilight of the Apprentice. We talked about last week. Again, is the play-in winner taking on the number one overall seed, the two for one Andor Gorman arc finale here, 8 and 9. So, Pete, you want to reset why we put Twilight of the Apprentice through here?
Do I remember why we did that? Why, why am I blanking?
Yeah,
Wait, wait, what are you saying?
say like remind the audience why we advanced Twilight of the Apprentice into this round.
What was
Am
it
I,
against?
am I looking at the wrong sheet? I don't see that in this round.
It should be Twilight of the Apprentice against Ahsoka part. It was against Ahsoka part six.
I had Ahsoka Part Five versus no One Way Out.
Oh, that's the wrong thing. So I don't know why it sent that, but it's the Andor Gorman arc against Twilight of the Apprentice. That's actually next week, the wrong way out. So I was crossed my sheets
So
up.
we're gonna just replace this with it's
Andor's Gorman
Gorman, which is episode 8 and 9, right?
yeah, of season two of Andor
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
against Twilight of the Apprentice,
Versus
the Rebels season two finale.
okay.
So now you remember which one it is. You want to reset why we put it through.
I mean, I think just the fact that you have Vader and Ahsoka kind of coming back together again and fighting each other, and you have Maul in there as well, which we didn't think we'd see him come back, and overall it's just a badass episode.
Yeah, I think it's a phenomenal episode here. So I think in terms of that situation, Nick, I think like that's great. It sets up the rest of the show here, but I think this is running into a buzzsaw here with the two for one Andor Gorman stuff here because it's as your brother who is on the selection committee said here, like it's not just great Star Wars, it's great television, period, those two episodes. And like it's very hard to separate one from the other, so I understand why they put it together here, but I think like very hard to top the Andor Gorman episodes.
Completely agreed. But if you want to just like zone in on the Rebels season two finale for a bit, just to give it its flowers, because I think we all know how we're gonna vote here. But the like Pete said, we get Ahsoka and Vader, and what I think should have been Ahsoka's demise. Would think that would have been really cool, really nice way to end the character. But we also get Maul in this episode. Don't forget that. He's a little shady, but he's there.
Yeah, and you set up
Uh,
a lot of storylines too for the rest of the show with Kanan going blind, You have Ahsoka's assumed death, which you gets undone in season 4. You have like Ezra being tempted by the dark side. There's a lot of stuff going on here.
And you get the half of the mask, which is like the first half of this thing. I mean, technically it happened after in the timeline, but it's the first time we see half his mask come off. We see the other side of that happen in Obi-Wan,
Yeah.
and then you see Luke take the mask off fully.
Yep.
So it's like Obi-Wan tried to get to him, couldn't quite do it. Ahsoka tried to get to him, couldn't quite do it, and Luke finally got to him fully, which was really cool. It's like all comes full circle. Um, but that being said, though, we're speaking about two of the greatest episodes that I think we've ever seen. And
I think of anything, not just Star Wars.
yeah, I'm with you. And I just don't see how we like the eight is just anticipation, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The anticipation, how they built it up, and how you're on the edge of your seat, wondering how it's gonna happen, because you know what's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
how it's gonna happen, it's just unreal. And then nine, I can't even speak to. It was to me the perfect episode.
Yeah, Pete. I will also hear. I think they do a good job with the tension. Like the "We Are the Gore" song that the Gormans are singing while they're waiting for to try to get the attention of the Imperials and the plaza is crazy. They do a great job of foreboding here. They get you in the moment here. Great acting throughout here, and then the Mon Mothma speech just won the show an Emmy for best writing. So like that alone, I think needs to put this through.
Yeah, I think that Andor season 2 is just untouchable, especially the Gorman arc. Which makes this bracket a little bit predictable, unfortunately. However, um,
At least today.
today, right? I mean, that's how I meant it, not the full bracket. But this arc is by far the best Star Wars show and one of the top Star Wars media in general we've probably seen. So it's just a phenomenal to do. Was it 3 episodes, 2 episodes, 3 episodes?
Yeah,
But we're talking about specifically the two, right?
yeah, 8 and 9. Don't sleep on 7.
Yeah.
7 was great also, but 8 and
Yeah, 7 is also fantastic. I think the whole arc is, but I think focusing on 8 and 9 makes sense for the bracket. So
All right, so it's a clean sweep going through here. The audience had this a lot closer. Was the audience went 55-45 favor of the Gorman episodes. I think a lot of the Rebels fan base came out.
That leads me to believe that our top seed, which is this Gorman's Andor season two, episode 8 and 9, the Gorman arc, is not going to win the people's bracket.
Yeah,
Based on, put it this way, this is Kentucky playing against Montana State in the first round, and they barely won. I
yeah,
think they're going to lose when they play a good team.
yeah. All right, so let's go ahead here. We'll go to see here where we are standing right now. So the Andor Gorman arc, the episodes 8 and 9, Book of Boba Fett chapter 6. Are we making this a clean sweep?
Yeah.
put Book of Boba Fett through. Why not?
I'm going Andor. I'm assuming Nick is
No,
as
I'm
well.
kidding.
Yep.
I'm going.
Yes, I am going Andor fully through. That's the final four already, though, right? What I got.
It is in the final four.
So they're cutting down the nets.
Yep. And we'll go ahead.
People in Gorman are cutting down the nets.
Is that what you guys do in the Final Four? If you get to the Final Four, you cut down the net?
You cut down that your region.
Oh, I thought it was when you won the thing.
Well, when you win your regional pod, making
They
the
do
final
it again.
four is a big accomplishment.
If you win, you make the final four, you cut down the net. If you win the whole thing, do you cut the net again?
Yes.
You cut two nets.
Yes.
Ah, all
Huh.
right.
Because it is a sort of like it's a big deal to get to the final four. Like if you get there, like that's an incredible feat.
No, it makes sense. I just thought the cutting of the net was traditionally for the championship.
And just for the people's bracket here, I did look it up here just to confirm because that one went final earlier today. This is compared to Book of Boba Fett Chapter 5. Remember, they voted through. Andor Gorn episodes, bigger win margin there, 77-23. They advanced.
And that was today's poll.
That was the last poll. We have a poll running right now for our next bracket. So
Gotcha.
the next bracket here we're going to go to next week. We're going to the Dave Filoni region. So we're going to go to some fun ones here. So we got a couple of the heavyweights here. We got Andor season 1, episode 10, which is One Way Out against Ahsoka Part 5, Shadow Warrior, which won the play-in bracket there. And then 2 Mando season season 2 episodes here. The chapter 16, which is Luke Skywalker's debut on the Disney Plus medium, and chapter 13, Ahsoka's live action debut. So this region, Nick, is stacked.
Um, yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Looking at all four of them one at a time. Absolutely, it's a great stacked region. Really excited.
Yeah, and I think this is like I cannot wait to get through. Like here, I do think like this, like all four of these, they merit. They're like in the right scenario could get through.
I agree. This is going to be definitely tough.
All right. So remember, people, you guys can vote on the polls as they are going up here. So you have your voices heard in the people's bracket. We're putting them out here. I think you guys are coming on here as always. People are following on social media. How can I do that?
At Consy29 on Twitter, CONSY29, AP Tyler 308. Post this background on Reddit, so make sure you check them out.
Nick, one more time. People are following on social media. How can I do that?
At Sky Guys Podcast all over social media, and at Sky Guys Pod if you want to email the pod at
Yep.
Gmail.
Yep, you can email us your feedback and email us your completed brackets. You want it to be featured on the Final Four episode. We'll do that here. Make sure you're voting in the polls for the people's bracket. You want to have your voice heard on that. Those are going up. Keep an eye on the Instagram stories. We'll dropping them on there. Also follow me on social media, mphillips331. It's MPHILIPS 331. Visit go over the Just and the Suffering podcast. Pete's hockey season coming up here. So we're gonna talk some NHL on that podcast.
I am so ready for the Rangers to hurt me again.
Are you all in on Vlad Gavrikov as the big offseason pickup?
Listen, I like him. I think he's going to be a great addition, but we're going to need more than just players. We need a little bit of heart this year. I feel like we were lacking that last year, especially with all the Jacob Trouba and captaincy crap going on. So we'll see. Here's to hoping.
How do you feel about Mike Sullivan coming home?
Mixed. I kind of want, see it, I'll believe it when I see it kind of a thing. I don't think he's a bad coach, but it's the group. It's the group that's out on the ice. It's not always just the coach. So I'm curious to see if a change in leadership in that regard changes them up or if we have the same old Rangers.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll be back next week to continue the bracket. We'll go through the Dave Filoni region. Until then, may the force be with you.